I'm going to address the question of the role of the US and the UN in Chinese international relationships, the role of diplomacy, and the effect of China if they were to be to go into war and to become violent. So first off, I think one of the biggest roles of the US is when they are in China and talking in political atmospheres, to always bring the issues to the table. So Anson Chan, she used to be the Secretary-in-Chief in Hong Kong. She was here and she talked about what can the US do for Hong Kong, and they can constantly bring up Hong Kong in US-Chinese discussions rather than acting like it doesn't exist or avoiding the topic. And in that way, they're showing what we prioritize as Americans, and that is democracy in Hong Kong and Taiwan and other areas. So we can use that same technique in other ways. I think that the UN and the US should create a call to action whenever there is a threat, because they create a global stance within the leadership of the world. And if they set their foot down, then that can help create unity worldwide. The impact that they can have is that, well, already they're able to manipulate and control countries such as Taiwan in international affairs. So recognizing if we give them more power, that just gives them even more power to kind of bully their way around. And to change the standard of global ethics in the world, whether it be on war policy or on trade and investment policies. They ask if diplomacy is relevant, and I think that this kind of diplomacy is always relevant, and that it shouldn't be confused with passivity. It's the ability to make a stand when a stand needs to be made in terms that are realistic and appropriate, and being a diplomat is standing up during those hard times. It's not about just letting someone do something just because they want to or because they think they have a right to. So this kind of all relates to The Guardian, where the essay talks about Britain and Australia asserting their values in the South China Sea, whether that be having your ship go through and say, hey, we can all go here, or taking further actions. And I think it's an important first step, but there are a lot of steps that need to be taken.